ABC 10 News at 5 starts right now.
A brush fire and record heat, and here we are in January. The fast-moving blaze that erupted near Palomar College and several homes, plus vaccine confusion after the state of California expanded the rollout to those 65 and older. But that's not the case here in San Diego County, when more doses of the COVID-19 vaccine could be on the way.
ABC 10 News at 5 starts now.
And good evening. I'm Steve Atkinson. I'm joined remotely by my co-anchor Lindsay Pena. We're going to be checking in with her shortly. But first, we start with that breaking news that we've been following of a SWAT standoff involving an armed robbery suspect. He's inside Business District in the Midway District. This is happening in a Subway store on Sports Arena Boulevard near Rosecrans. The police activity has now shut down eastbound Sports Arena Boulevard in that area. And right now, our reporter is getting briefed by police about the evolving situation. We're told the man held 2 employees hostage for a while, but they escaped, and we have not heard of any injuries. Of course, we will update you with more information a little later in this newscast. Also tonight, thick black smoke caught a lot of attention this afternoon over San Marcos. This was a brush fire burning dangerously close to Palomar College, and firefighters are still working to contain it. This was on the east side of the college near Mission Road and Comet Circle, and that's where we find our ABC 10 News reporter Mimi Alcala live with a look at the situation tonight. Mimi.
Yeah, Steve, things are looking much better than they did just a couple of hours ago. Fire crews tell us they've been able to keep this fire from spreading, but they are still working on containment. You can see behind me here, we're near Palomar College. There are several fire engines still here on scene. It's not windy right now, and it's finally starting to cool down after a really hot day out here. There were some evacuation warnings in place earlier, but those have also been lifted.
Luckily, the winds was blowing this way. Or if it was coming down this way, then we would have been more trouble. And there was a lot of firefighters, they got a small army up there.
Bill Rep works at a church right up the road where this fire was burning. He was thankful crews were able to attack the flames from the ground and the air. Several homes were threatened as that fire quickly spread, and some evacuation warnings, like I mentioned, were put in place but lifted just a couple of hours later. The fire did grow to 40 acres, and the San Marcos Fire Department is the lead agency here, but they have a lot of help from North and East County fire crews as well. We're told a couple hundred firefighters are actually here on scene now. There was a temporary evacuation point that was set up at Cal State San Marcos, but that was canceled as crews were able to stop this fire from spreading even more. They are going to stay out here into the night. That's what we're told, as they work on increasing containment efforts. Of course, we'll keep you updated with any new information that we get. For now, we're live in San Marcos. Mimi Alcala, ABC 10 News.
And the weather is definitely warming up around the county. Let me show you the difference since yesterday. About 10 degrees higher in Carlsbad, 12 degrees higher in Ramona. We have officially broken records in Chula Vista. We tied a record there in Vista. We made it to 89 degrees. We also broke records in El Cajon. Right now, the temperatures are in the mid-70s, but it's the winds out of the east, those Santa Ana conditions, that will contribute to elevated fire danger for the next couple of days. The winds will be stronger tonight, but the humidity is very low, making conditions near critical. I'm surprised we don't have a red flag warning. Typically, with conditions like that, we usually do. So it wouldn't surprise me if there's one issued later. The winds right now at 23 miles per hour in Alpine, 17 in Julian, and 10 in Mount Laguna. Those winds could gust as high as 45 miles per hour tonight and into tomorrow. We'll be monitoring for Santa Ana winds into next week before we see an ice change.
Changes to who is eligible for the vaccine has complicated the rollout efforts. Some places you can get it if you're 65 and older, and other places that's just not the case. ABC 10 News reporter Adam Rakusin asked the state and the county about the confusion and the holdup, or when more doses of the vaccine could be on the way.
Seniors 65 and up now eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine. That was the headline from the state on Wednesday. Although in order to pull that off, you actually need doses of the vaccine. That's something San Diego County says they just don't have.
Will they let us try again tomorrow?
This is video of someone older than 65, but not in Group 1A, being turned away from a San Diego County vaccination site. Despite the state's announcement seniors 65 and up are good to go for the vaccine, San Diego County officials say they are still working through San Diegans who are in the Tier 1A.
That is well over 1 million people that are being told they are now eligible for a vaccine that no county in California has available to give them.
That's San Diego County Supervisor Nathan Fletcher at Wednesday's press conference explaining the current situation. Fletcher says the county's received around 241,000 doses of the vaccine. That's about 12% of all the doses distributed across the state, but nowhere near enough for the county sites to move past Tier 1A.
We expect more vaccines to arrive soon, but we don't know when, and we don't know how many. We don't know which ones.
California allocates doses based on population. The county says it's in touch with the California Department of Public Health several times a day, and they continue to ask for more vaccine. CDPH did not respond to our requests about vaccine distribution or concerns not every county has the doses to handle new guidance from the state.
Very soon, we will be full boarding, transitioning to 65 plus. But right now, providers that have vaccines can vaccinate their patient population.
While the county sites are out for now, healthcare providers can move forward if they have available doses. Most in San Diego County have said they're still working through their eligible healthcare workers. However, on Thursday, officials with UC San Diego Health announced they've expanded into Phase 1B Tier 1 for vaccinating patients who are age 65 or older. Those eligible patients will receive a direct invitation to be vaccinated through their electronic medical record or a direct call from their healthcare provider. Adam Rakusin, ABC 10 News.
Now, the county says they're hoping to begin vaccinations to people Category 1B at county-run sites later this month. That is, if there are COVID-19 vaccination doses available. Well, vaccines are being given out at the Supercenter after a brief shutdown yesterday. That delay came after 6 people had apparent allergic reactions to the vaccine. That was enough people for the decision to be made to hold off for a short time until a new batch of doses could be brought out. Experts say severe reactions to the vaccine are very, very rare.
The risk, which is so small, of a severe allergic reaction, particularly somebody who's never had a history, really is minute compared to the risk of just having COVID.
Here are the most common side effects from the vaccine: pain, swelling, fever, chills, fatigue, and headache. Those should all go away within a few days.
Well, the downtown restaurant is leading the charge to get thousands of dollars in government fees refunded region-wide. Our ABC 10 News reporter John Horn explains why they say the existing state and county efforts to help, they're just not enough.
Downtown's Cowboy Star restaurant unveiled a $500,000 renovation in early 2020. 6 weeks later came the shutdown.
We were really set to have a fun, good, 2020, and then things kind of turned around.
Restaurant co-owner John Weber says sales are down 90% at takeout only, and the employee count has dropped to 4.
We're doing everything we can. We're keeping our chins up.
Weber tells me cash flow is a real issue and that the restaurant needs to have that money on hand for when the time comes to get fully back up to speed. That's why it's seeking to get thousands of dollars refunded from state and local agencies. Cowboy Star is the lead plaintiff on a class action lawsuit filed this week against the county health department and the state alcohol beverage control. It seeks a prorated refund of licensing fees restaurants paid for the right to operate during a time they were forced to severely reduce services. Weber says the agencies ignored his refund requests, which he estimates at about $3,000.
Back in 2019, that wouldn't sound like a whole lot of money to me. I say that now, and it's a difference between maybe opening your doors and maybe not opening your doors.
The county has deferred restaurant fees through March, and the state may waive ABC fees in 2021.
I applaud the politicians who've tried to do something. We definitely need to address what happened in 2020.
Cowboy Star is also part of a lawsuit challenging the governor's tiered system of restrictions. A hearing is scheduled next month. John Horn, ABC 10 News.
And both the state and the county told ABC 10 they do not comment on pending litigation.
Nearly 100 groups of students and athletes and parents will gather across the state tomorrow to advocate for the reopening of high school sports. They're asking the governor to consider loosening the restrictions like other states that say they're practicing safely. Parents told ABC 10 News reporter Rena Nakano the kids are the ones suffering.
1,983 yards and 26 touchdowns. An impressive junior season for Scripps Ranch High School's Nicholas Gardenera.
We've just been on our grind every day.
But recruits don't have any stats for his senior year.
No father wants to see their child not live up to or get a chance to live up to their potential.
The COVID-19 pandemic canceled all high school sports in the state. Many parents say their kids just aren't the same.
We all recognize COVID is real, but we also have to find safety for our kids in other avenues, and it's protecting them from emotional damage.
Brad Hensley is the founder of Let Them Play CA, a group advocating for the reopening of youth sports.
40 other states across the country have successfully and safely done youth sports.
Currently, California's high school sports playability lies on a strict color-coded system mirroring the region's public health tier. Purple includes sports like cross-country, swimming, and tennis. Think outdoor sports with minimal contact. Then down to red, orange, and yellow, which are indoor, high-contact sports like basketball and wrestling.
If you're facing third and long, you ought to really listen to football coaches. If you're facing a global pandemic, that is a situation where you ought to make sure you're listening to public health experts and doctors.
On Tuesday, CIF San Diego announced that purple tier sports can begin practices February 1st, and lower tier sports can also start one tier above the region's health code tier. But San Diego remains in the purple, so orange tier and below, including football, cannot start.
We're glad they're moving in that direction. It doesn't go far enough to address our kids' needs.
Gardenera says what they need now is a sense of normalcy, an opportunity for his son to get to the next level.
When a kid is dedicated as much time and effort to succeeding, to have those opportunities taken away, it's heartbreaking.
Rena Nakano, ABC 10 News.
President-elect Joe Biden is unveiling his plan to battle coronavirus once he takes office next week. He calls the nearly $2 trillion package the American Rescue Plan. It would aim to have 100 million Americans vaccinated by his 100th day on the job. Most schools would reopen by the spring. For the economy, Biden wants a $1,400 check for most Americans. There would be extensions on the unemployment benefit boost and the eviction moratorium. That plan would have to be passed by Congress. And you can stay up to date on the coronavirus by downloading our free mobile app. Just go to the App Store and search 10 News.
All right, back to that breaking news. A very quick update from the Midway district where that armed robber was barricaded inside the sandwich shop. This is video from earlier. Can we go to the live picture, guys? He was holding two hostages inside the scene, which is unfolding on Sports Arena Boulevard. There you see the live picture. He just came out with his hands up, and there are SWAT officers there on him. Let's go to our reporter, Anthony Pura, who is there live with the latest on this breaking situation. Anthony.
Steve, that's right. You're seeing what we're seeing here. You saw the suspect there coming out of the Subway restaurant. He had his hands up, looked like he was ready to surrender. We knew that he had been in contact with police. We're not particularly sure about why this moment now, why he decided to give up at this moment in time right now. But you did see a man there come out of the Subway. He had his hands up and he is being taken by police now. My view is being obscured by a vehicle right now, so I can't really see exactly what's happening there, but it looks like that he is with officers, and he surrendered just a short while ago. Now, before this surrender, I did get briefed by police just about how the situation all started. This is something that was happening before 3 o'clock. That's when they got the first 911 call. Now, according to police, the man came into the Subway restaurant and said that it was a robbery. There was a 911 call that followed. An officer arrived. At that point, the suspect had taken hostages. Two employees that were inside the Subway, a man and a woman. They were held hostage for about 30 minutes, according to police. Now, eventually, those hostages escaped. That's what police are calling it. They escaped. They don't have the details of how. But from that point on, police had realized that the suspect was there on his own. They had made contact through the phone, either through a cell phone inside the restaurant, or perhaps there was a landline there that they were talking through police. The suspect had told police that he wanted to commit suicide by cop. And of course, police were focused on ending the situation peacefully, to de-escalating the situation. So they were in contact. They were ready to wait him out. He is over there now. I can see over there that there's, it looks like The suspect is being put into a police cruiser is what we're watching. That was the same, or appears to be the same man that we saw leave the subway there. So it looks like the situation seems to be resolved right now, but we will stay out here and give you more updates as soon as it becomes available. And we're reporting live tonight. Anthony Pura, ABC 10 News.
Anthony, very quickly before we let you go, let's hope this has ended peacefully. In the update they gave, there is no indication that anybody else was inside, and this did end peacefully?
Every indication that we had received from police was he was in that subway by himself. So at this point, it appears that it should be resolved, but we will, of course, give you any updates in case any of that information changes.
We know you're on it. Anthony, let's hope he gets the help he needs too. We're going